Is it recording? Oh, it is. Um, hey guys, it is the 5th of April, and I'm in my new office at Davis, and you can see kind of maybe what it looks like. There's 4 desks in here. No one's here right now, which was nice because I took a nap earlier without bothering anybody. Anyway, I just put together all the clips and I'm gonna run to class. I have class at 5:30, but when I come back, I'm gonna make it just like do like an hour-long video and hope you enjoyed sitting through it. And watching all of it, I totally miss everybody and miss the lab and everything. So I just thought I would give a personal message, just to say hi. And I miss everyone. I hope everyone's doing well in LA. Life is good in Davis. Feeling very busy and overwhelmed, but it's good. I think it's a healthy amount of busy. So anyway, I'm glad that I can help out in this way, and I'm sorry that it took me so long to get this going, but um, here it is. And without further ado, qPCR with Kate. See you guys later. Peace.
Alright, cameraman, Tim. Actress, model, Kate on hand.
Aficionado, amazing human being. I have everything. Good morning. Today is February 15th, 2012, and my name is Kate Hanley, and we're going to do qPCR today. And so, the first thing that you have to make sure that you have is all your proper protective, personal protective equipment.
This includes Keds.
Includes a pair of nice dirty white Keds, closed-toe shoes, long pants. Your legs have to be completely covered. You have a nice, sexy lab coat going on.
Nice. Very nice.
And then gloves. We have gloves in the lab, usually nitrile gloves. Nitrile gloves are good for qPCR. That's
Okay.
all I know.
Huh.
The next thing you want to do is to decontaminate your PCR workstation, which is in our PCR room. So it's this guy. PCR workstation. So we want to use the UV light to decontaminate. Actually, before we do that though, I'm going to do RNase away. Just under the hood, and this just gets rid of any RNase enzymes that could be on the surface here, which actually would degrade our DNA once we introduce it into the workstation. So we're just going to do a quick like this, and then like there's napkins here, and I do this on the surface. And then I'm going to do a quick clean of each of the pipettes. So I'll just put a little bit on here. And here. Okay, now we're going to UV. So it's important that you have the fans going. So this button turns on the ability to have a UV lamp, plus it has this HEPA fan. Then you put the fan setting on to high, and then you also have the air circulator on. So everything but the white light is on. And then this button here, you'll have once it says off, you'll be able to press on. So I can press on. UV lamp turns on, and it gives you a half-hour timer. So now you know you can decontaminate.
And you didn't have to do anything with the key?
No, this is always in a position that is always working. I personally don't know if there's ever an issue, fiddle with your buttons. We're gonna leave this room now, and when we leave, turn this light off and close this curtain so that the UV light doesn't degrade any of our DNA that we're working with out here. Okay, ready to garbage. Okay, so while the hood is decontaminating, we're going to take out and prepare our reagents. Is everything okay? Oh, I didn't know what to do. So the things that we need are everything that we're going to use in the qPCR master mix and all of our DNA samples. So today we're doing 4TP, which is our most recent visit to Topanga. So we're going to do all 11. Okay.
Wait,
so
now we are.
We're good?
Yeah.
So we just found the box that has the gold primers, and we also found the DNA extracts that we're going to be using today. So all of these are in the -20 freezer again, so you'll just have to find whatever you're looking for. So what's really important when you're doing qPCR is the recipe. Concentrations are really important. We have this spreadsheet. It's in the Dropbox, and I brought my computer to show you where it is. So if you go to your Dropbox, and we have a JLab SIP folder that should be shared with everybody, and then in data, there's this one file called SIP recipes. And then we basically have figured out the recipe for all of the assays that we'll use for SIP. So, for example, we have they have the endpoint conventional assays, and then we have other qPCR assays, and we have basically the volume for one reaction, and then in the yellow boxes is where you would change however many reactions you're going to run using that assay, and it'll recalculate. So if we put 55 here, these numbers will recalculate based on 55 reactions. So today we're doing Gold 2 TACMAN, which is over here, and this is basically the amount of microliters needed, and we have the concentrations here. So the forward and reverse primers and the probe all have to be at 10 micromolar, which is really important because we have frozen aliquots of 100 micromolar, sometimes of 10 micromolar, so you have to be really careful which tubes you're taking from the freezer. And then here you would just adjust the number, and it would recalculate the total recipe that you need. I'll go over this in a little bit based on what we're doing today, but just to bring to the attention that we have a spreadsheet that has all the recipes for all of the assays, and you can basically just figure out how many reactions you'll be running, and you can input it there. And it's also there where you should double check your concentrations. So in the keeping in the line of concentrations, here is the Go primer box, and all of them, forward and reverse, are both at 100 micromolar right now, which is more concentrated than 10 micromolar. I don't know if you can see that. So basically I'm going to take 2 concentrated stocks of 100 micromolar and dilute them down to 10 micromolar for what we need. So I'm going to take those out. I'm going to put this guy back in, and then this is our DNA actually, so we'll take out all the DNA that we need. This box, all the brown opaque boxes have the probes because they're light sensitive. So actually this is the wrong one, but they have, so we need to get our gold probe. So this gold probe is at, again, this one's also at 100 micromolar, and I'm going to also dilute it down because we don't seem to have any diluted stocks here. And then I'm going to grab another rack. I'll bring it back. And I'm going to take out our samples. So these just go in order, right?
Right.
So if they have a dash on them, which you can see that some of these already do, that means they've been used before. These should be in 10 microliter aliquots, and usually we use 6 microliters each time you run a plate. So one of these tubes is pretty much good enough for one plate plus a safety factor of 4 microliters. So you really want to use use the ones that have already been used as like a last resort. So take from like a fresh new tube. So here's BU, SB, BO, Alright, These are the 10 samples, and then over here for 4TP is the extraction blank. So I'm going to also run the extraction blank. This guy away. One thing that I'm just realizing I forgot to do is get an ice bucket and put all the reagents on an ice bucket. So I'm going to do that.